bridge building, peacemaking, strengthening our community's capacities for compassionate and creative action. This is the vision. This is the work inspiring SoL Center's 2 decades old and counting mission. Be it through classes and events, or concerts and symposia, people of diverse traditions, backgrounds, cultures, and worldviews discover in SoL Center programs a space for those who seek to encounter the full dimensions of life and faith in the spirit of respectful curiosity. And it is this spirit, grounded in quests for greater understanding and in the intrinsic dignity of all life. It is this spirit of respectful curiosity that continues to guide and evolve the vision of the Source of Light Center.
This is an amazing place, and the University Presbyterian Church has grown in this soil. It is a community of educators. This congregation has long been a community of educators. And so when we were doing our 50th anniversary of the church and contemplating the creation of a center for education to serve this church and its community, Liv McGregor Simmons and I talked about, well, what could be put in this place to serve this community. We had to create something out of nothing, and we did it by combining our Presbyterian roots, which has a very strong tradition of both the clergy and laypersons, of coming together and sharing our gifts and figuring out how to have this greater dialogue with the community around us. That's the real miracle of the SoL Center, is that it's focused upon not what we want to say to the community or not what we would have the community do, but rather upon an open discussion and dialogue where points of view may be shared, contrasting viewpoints may be understood, and hopefully new relationships can be had.
And I believe that the SoL Center is extremely important for 3 reasons. Number one, it's a faith-based organization. And for religious organization to do something positive is very important. Secondly, religious literacy is important because so much of the world's history is based on religious events. And so what is the doctrinal basis for some of these events? What is, history and religion are tied together so much. And third, I think that learning about religious subjects of other people can decrease prejudice and increase understanding. The idea that prejudice reduction occurs when you understand somebody's religion. You know the person, if you know the person's faith, you know the person better.
It's just been a wonderful experience for me. I've met a lot of absolutely fantastic people, not only congregants here, but throughout the city, different faiths. And it's been a wonderful experience to learn about other faiths and faith traditions and rituals and to sometimes explain my own. What we say is B'Tselem Elohim, which is Hebrew for made in the image of God. So we are all, in that sense, a part of God and each other. And if we can learn to understand that and to behave in a way that validates that, then I think we've done a good job as human beings, whether we're Christian or Muslim or Jewish or Sikh or whatever. Dialogue is a spiritual practice, and I've always thought of that as really an important sort of synopsis of what SoL is about. We need community, and in the broad sense, that's what this represents to me.
I begin with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. The Muslim greeting is peace. God's peace be on you. In Arabic, it's Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of myself, my family, and the members of Masjid Bilal, we say happy 20th anniversary to the SoL Center. Not only do we want to congratulate you for 20 years of exceptional service, we want to thank you for it. We want to thank you for bringing the different religions together. We want to thank you for bringing the different races together. Most importantly, we want to thank you for educating us. We know that the lack of education breeds suspicion. The lack of education sometimes can breed hate. The lack of education certainly breeds fear. Thank you for educating us and letting us come together to get to know one another, to eat together in a relaxed environment so that we can understand that we have more in common than we have different. I have so many wonderful memories. You all have honored me and allowed me to share and educate on the religion of Islam. But not only that, I have been there as a student, and I've been there and I've participated and I've learned from the different other groups, and we've had different topics that we've addressed. We know that the future will be bright. The most important thing that we can do is care for one another and bring humanity together. May God continue to bless you. May God forgive us and guide us always. Peace to you.
Flowers for the SoL Center on this wonderful 20th anniversary. What prophetic people they were, having the idea of a source of light center bringing together great diversity in our country. Do you realize that in just a few years, the United States of America will be the most religiously diverse country in the history of the world? And so those people who gathered 20 years ago with open minds and open hearts were doing a great service for the city of San Antonio. I'm a professor of religious studies at the University of the Incarnate Word, and I was invited to serve on the SoL Center board. Little did I know that it was going to open up a wonderful world of friendships, of new ideas, and most importantly, a world of relationships. We were building bridges. We were learning deeper compassion. We started to realize more and more that as diverse colors of flowers are all the more beautiful, diversity in the great religious traditions can help all of us, can enrich all of us in so many ways, through food, through conversation, through ideas. The SoL Center brings us together. The SoL Center helps us realize that the Holy One, the divine, is mystery beyond any of our explanations, beyond any of our small words, and we are called to listen to each other and to listen deeply in the silence and to grow in love. I am grateful to be a part of the SoL Center community. Flowers to all of you.
I became curious about the SoL Center and possibly just wandered in to ask questions. And I always liked when we had those those events where we could be participating, the SoL Center and the church, sort of like it came together with a greater interfaith community. and I like those. I just know that the programs that are offered through the SoL Center are very significant for the individuals that can participate. It's always very intimate and intensive in terms of learning and developing one's journey. And I think if that can continue, which is a lot of work, I know that, but that would be very valuable for the SoL Center.
So I came to the SoL Center and I started offering a few classes about Hinduism and about my own research on migration. And I remember that one of the first classes I taught was on migration, global migration. And we had, I brought in examples and everything. I'm always touched by how open and accepting the people are that came to the SoL Center events. So I think that was a great experience that I had. I enjoyed working on the board because I was a part of, the planning and the outreach committees and worked with education and bringing in new programs and trying to broaden the SoL Center initiatives. It was a really wonderful experience to serve on a board that was a part of this initiative, which was about talking about diversity and interfaith.
Selamun alaikum. Shalom aleichem, peace, namaste, konnichiwa, здравствуйте, merhaba. I am greeting you with a heart. Welcome from my heart. The date was showing September 2011 when we moved to San Antonio. I was asked if I can serve as volunteer executive director of Institute of Interfaith Dialogue in San Antonio. And of course I said yes. And then after yes, next thing was, okay, I said yes, but what am I gonna do? It's a new place, new people, so I need to get to know other people and who is doing what in San Antonio. So one day I saw a newsletter, SoL Center event calendar. It took my attention. I started to read the newsletter. And then when I saw that there is a lot of interfaith events, so I said, I had to go and attend all of this event, and I need to encourage all of our friends as well. They need to go and attend. But I didn't know that we have already a relation with SoL Center at that time. So I started to mark the events that I want to attend. When I turned the last page, it showed that I marked all of the events. One day, Sister Martha, she gave me a call. She asked a question. She said, would you like to serve SoL Center's board? So Sister Martha, she said that her term is ending and she wants to nominate me instead of her. Happily, I accepted the invitation. I joined the SoL Center's board. When you count some points in your life that made a lot of change and influence on you, I believe SoL Center is one of them that helped me understand better the other faith communities. So if you ask me a question, why SoL Center in San Antonio? Usually if I receive such questions, I respond back with another question. Why not? I can give you 1,000 reasons why we need SoL Center and in San Antonio. Yes, we need SoL Center. We need to reach out to all of the faith communities. We always need an umbrella organizations that will bring different people with different backgrounds, faiths together to serve the San Antonio community. Thank you.
Congratulations, SoL Center, on 20 marvelous years of teaching, growth, engagement, participation, and just reaching arms out to all corners of our community. I am so proud that University Presbyterian Church supports the SoL Center in so many different ways. It is an extremely important part of our hands and feet in the community, and reaching out to our siblings of many different faiths and cultures and belief systems. SoL Center is really where the rubber meets the road for UPC, and I am thrilled that we've had 20 wonderful years together, and I'm looking forward to the next 20 and beyond. Thank you. Congratulations.
When you look down upon this plot of ground from on high, you see all of these amazing educational centers spread out across this area of San Antonio. And the SoL Center is one of those, taking these gifts that we have been given at University Presbyterian Church, the physical bricks and boards of University Presbyterian Church, and like the Children's Center before us, to take something that's the church's property and turn it into something that's for the greater good around us. Well, similarly, the Center for Education was turned into a means of addressing the wider community through the SoL Center, that we might have conversations to bring greater spirit into the life of the San Antonio community. And for all of these things, we are blessed.